before we get into all that, guys, what are you drinking? You're gonna want to know what one of us is drinking.
I wonder why.
Yes, but what are you guys drinking?
In my little fancy bottle here, I have water.
Quite exciting.
Right?
All right, so guys, I'm gonna have to be honest with you. I messed up. I have some. So I usually have trouble sleeping at night, so I got some chamomile in here.
Nice.
It's already working.
I told him not to drink it, but well, go ahead and drink it, and it started kicking.
Because I've had it in the past and it don't really kick in like right away. So I'm like, I'll be fine. It's just
moral of the story. Listen to your wife. What?
Oh, that's how we start. That's how we started.
Let's not spill this tea. Okay?
That's how we started.
No,
let's not spill this tea.
Already, listen to your wife.
Well, listen, I did not listen to my wife, and so therefore I am having peppermint tea, and I'm happy I didn't listen, because if I listen, I'll be drinking what she's drinking, and let her tell you what she's drinking.
So Andre, I'm having peppermint tea as well, but I added a little something. I just felt like maybe just want to experiment, and so there's a little, apple vodka.
Oh. All right.
So it tastes really good. It doesn't, and I didn't. It's not a lot. Tastes like apple.
So guys, don't be afraid to share your thoughts in the chat.
Mint.
What are you guys drinking? Somebody called me in the week, and they were like, they love stability, and they say, a lot of times the male in the relationship is drinking what I'm drinking, so I found that funny. I don't know if they're on today, but if you're drinking minty, bro, I don't know. It's like you probably would be my Mobe version. So I don't know. Peer pressure, guys. Peer pressure. So yeah. But me not even know what Deborah said, but it looked nice. Big up yourself, Deborah.
From my friend going these.
Oh, that mean you look good. Big up Deborah in the chat.
Deborah, big up yourself.
Wasn't Kayla drinking minty with some kind of something the other day, and I said that was so exciting.
Listen.
Guys, you should try it.
I don't mind apple vodka, but I want it to taste good, like with something that, and I've never drunk liquor with tea. Like that does sound OD. That sounds like you have a problem. That I don't say it sounds like. It sounds like. I never say it. With that said, let's jump right into the stories with the Burrells. Thank you guys for coming on. Excitement can done. So guys, how long have you guys been married?
You answer. You answer.
Wait. All right. So it's May. I saw about 10 months.
Good job.
Woo!
Right.
Took you only 10 seconds.
You did well, bro.
First of all, we're both in black shirts. You're going to do extremely well today. So.
Oh, and wearing black and white.
Yes. It's the black love, black love.
So, you guys might know for 10 months, and one of the first questions I tend to ask my couples are, how long was that courting process before marriage?
Oh, I got to answer that. It's such a complicated.
What do you want to call court? All right, you want to. So, from DM sliding to ring sliding. I think I would say 8 months.
8 months?
Yeah.
Oh, 8
From
months.
DM sliding to ring sliding. So no, you guys will have to give.
Huh? What's that?
You guys have
No,
to
I'm
go
saying,
give us some clarity, you know, because that sound all kind of exciting. DM sliding to ring sliding, you
oh,
know.
okay. So no, I'm talking from when I slid into your DMs.
Yeah.
So when I slid the ring on your finger at the altar,
Oh.
at the altar,
Oh.
I'm the math guy in the family. All right. I don't know how she worked at the bank for all these years. I don't know. It's the grace of God. I don't know how. With the people their money.
Just cool the man. Anyway.
God is good. So yeah, I'd say about 8 months from
No, but he said courting. So marriage wouldn't count.
Yeah,
but then you courted until marriage, so yeah.
Well,
yeah,
it's fine. I think I love where
He's
he
right.
started. I love where he started because it gives a lot of context. From DM sliding to
Ring
I
sliding.
do ring sliding. It's about 8 months. So we
Mhm.
don't even want to talk about when people actually realize that them really like each other, want to get married. This is going to be amazing, guys. You know. So talk about it. From your shot, you shoot your shot. Your shot was shotted. Let's start right there. How did that go? And pick
You
up.
would think he's the one drinking the apple vodka means, right?
That's why I don't need any guys. This is why I should not.
Come on, always
I'm
have the energy.
already lit. All right. So from my perspective, seeing that I was the hunter, I don't know. I was in a weird place as far as women were concerned. I was just coming across toxic women, just weird modern women, and I was just turned off by the whole thing. Like honestly, honest to God, if I wasn't a Christian, I wouldn't have remarried. Like I was just discouraged by what I was seeing, totally disturbed by my findings. So basically, she stood out because I used to just see a whole bunch of pretty faces, and I'm always saying how it irks me when I see women and they just have the phones and they just angling, not saying anything, them just angling. And to me, it was just pretty faces with no substance. And I was tired of that. I wanted something different, you know. So with her, I would notice that she would post pretty face, but she also have like her blogs, her little mini blogs that she does. And it's so funny because we were IG friends for a while, even Facebook friends for a while. But out of the blue, she just popped up and she just started doing, her thing again. And I used to read her blogs and I'm like, whoa. So like this young lady, she's very transparent, very vulnerable in the stuff that she shares. And she seemed to have a deep understanding and a good grasp on what a healthy relationship should look like, So that got me thinking, and I was thinking to myself, honestly, like even if she's faking it and she's not really like this in real life, at least she have an understanding enough to put it into words. She get the theory enough where she can put it into her own words and it makes sense. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep an eye on her. And then I don't know what made me feel like I could like it was the right time to shoot my shot, but I ended up in her DMs one day. Oh, one of the things I love with her is that she has her way with words. And for people that are familiar with my music, you'll pick up that like I'm a words guy. Yeah, I love to play with words, And so she referred to herself as a
word weaver,
and I refer to myself as a wordsmith. So for me to see the stuff that she would post, it made me feel safe making the cheesy approach that I came with, because like it was so to most people it would be cheesy, but to people who love words, it would make sense. So I said something along the lines of, hello DJ, this is DR Thana. As of today, I would like to
You said
No, all right, yeah.
hold
No,
on.
pull it
Let me
up. Pull it
see.
up.
Let me see if I can find it.
Pull it up.
Have your receipts, my friend. Have
Nah,
your
man.
receipts.
Not that one. All right. So I said, good day, Beatrian. I know, very formal. Today, December 12th, December 19th of 2019, I submit articles of deeper acquaintances. In other words, let's no longer be strangers. And then I said, my name is D. Arthur, and in brackets, I put the pronunciation, it's a pleasure to meet you. So she goes, LOL, that's no ordinary name.
Ah! Ah! Ah!
DJ for the win. Like, marry me right now.
So it's stuff like that with me and her.
Well, you
like,
have to explain because not everybody would understand
Yeah,
why.
Oh,
let,
okay,
let,
so-
let me just say that which I'm going to probably refer to Diathana as ordinary at this point because that's how I know him. He's a gospel artist, rapper slash DJ, but the main thing that he does is that he plays on words. He's very creative. Says, he's witty with his words, and that his stage name is actually Ordinary, aka O to the R. So that's why we know him as Ordinary. I never know them boasting Diathana. I don't know them boasting him. So that's why when DJ said that, that would have just been hilarious.
Brilliant. Yeah, very brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant.
And I'm like, all right, this is confirmation that, we're kindred spirit. And, the conversation just flowed right from there. It's like we were friends forever. And, and she would genuinely make me laugh. Like, I've always been the type of person in relationships, I'm always the person, I'm always the comedian. I'm always the one that, but, and then unfortunately, this is not really in good taste, but in some of my past relationships, I had to laugh to be put out of courtesy because the people, them just never that funny, and honestly, hey, listen, it's not their fault. When women are attractive, them don't have fake. Women don't need game. You understand? Because women just get picked up by guys. So they don't need game. They don't need to be witty or anything like that. But we have to be sharp.
True.
So I'm used to women not being funny. So when I came across her, she's probably like maybe the third funny woman I've met in my life, like really funny. So yeah, no, I really appreciated her wit. It's like, I remember one time I said to her, because like I'll say something slick and she'll whop it back for me. And then I give her another one and she come back. So I'm like, so one time I said to her, I said, yo, this feels like a verbal tennis. No, I said, this feels like tennis. The way we go back and forth. She said, that's because you found your match. Yeah, I understand.
Keisha, bring it back. I hope that sound as genuine as the first one.
Yeah, no, because that's the thing that got me about her. We're just, to other people it might be weird and cheesy, but that's our language. We communicate through puns and just a whole bunch of wordplay. So, we just started talking, and the rest is history. I don't know. She can fill in on certain specifics according to what you want to know.
All right, Keisha, so what you want me to
your perspective
to share my side? All right. So 2019 was a weird year for me. I was being set up. I think I got set up about 4 different times. There were at least 5 or 6 quote unquote prospects, not anybody that I would have really wanted to be with, but persons who would have been in my circle or orbiting me or whatever. And none of those persons worked out. I remember journaling December 16. I think December 16 and December 19. I had journaled and I was like, because I mean, I'm big on journaling, and I was like, God, I am kind of just tired of, all of these persons being in my circle, and it just not going anywhere. So, I was like, well, if it is your will, I mean, every year I'm right still, but I'm like, if it is your will, you can let me meet my husband by the end of the year, yada, yada, yada. Before we even hit December though, November of 2019, I really felt this urge, this inkling, and I can only say it like that because sometimes God kind of push you to the things, but in hindsight, you really see that it's God. So my Instagram page was private, and I felt this urge to make it public and to be more intentional about blogging because, like Dee just mentioned, there were a lot of women out there just posting pretty pictures, but I wanted to post pictures with a purpose. So I felt that kind of conviction before because initially I just posted pictures for posting pictures' sake, but I felt like if I had done my little blog type thing, people wouldn't read it, but I really felt as though that is the direction that I should have gone in. So November 1, went ahead, made my page public, and I was more intentional about blogging and whatever. So that would have been around about the time, I guess, Dee would have noticed because it was in December that he slid into my DMs. So, I just kind of find it funny that, I was there journaling to God, like, hey, God, so I'm going to send a man, and like basically the same day, because I was going on vacation. I think either the same day that Dee slid in my DMs or the day after. I was going on vacation and we were just talking like, like we're friends from, I mean, we're Instagram friends, social media friends, but that was our first conversation. We're friends.
First DM conversation.
Yeah, as in first conversation, any at all?
No, I commented on their pictures before.
I never noticed those. You always have people commenting. Yeah. You always have people commenting on your pictures and stuff like that, but you don't really take note of it if you're not looking their way.
Yeah, it's just a regular comment, like she posted a picture one time. She posted, you remember the picture when you were walking away?
Oh Lord. Yeah, those people who make sure them comments and who say if I notice them. This one here.
Me? No. No.
But anyway,
no, I was
that was in November.
I don't even remember when it was.
It was the November 2019.
She posted a picture when she was walking away. So you could see like a back view of her. She doesn't post a lot of pictures like that. And I just felt like being a troublemaker. So I was like, touch your neighbor and say overflow. That's all. And that's all. I wasn't that a lot. That's all I did. And laugh. Huh?
I don't know why you're telling people to touch them neighbors. Did they ask for permission? That's
Yeah, so but the funniest thing though, it's just weird how it all worked out because
sorry. And even in my I was very what you call it there. Anyway, like in my journals, I was very specific here. So I was very specific in terms of the kind of person that I wanted. And I was just kind of flowing with God, and I'm like, kind of a feeling that my husband is going to find me on Instagram or whatever. And I felt like I wrote that I felt like he was gonna find me on Instagram because I've started blogging. So
here's the funny thing about that. So even in the song Found Love in a COVID Place, I mentioned that she was obedient and she got back on her purpose. And I find that a lot of times, if you look at the Bible, a lot of stuff in the Bible does seem backwards. Like if you want to keep your life, you should lose it. And if you try to save your life, you will lose it. It seems backwards. And a lot of people are looking for spouses. And, it's like God says, if you want XYZ, don't go after XYZ. Seek ye first the kingdom and its righteousness, and these things shall be added to you. So it's like when she got back into doing her thing that she's supposed to be doing, that is when I noticed her, because before that, I did not see her. Mind you, we were social media friends since 2016. And I never really looked her way like that. You understand? And then another.
And well, just to add to that, it was because he was operating in his purpose why I even noticed him. I mean, not noticed him in the sense that, oh, I'd like to be with him, but noticed him because
before the concert, you never know who I was.
Right. So before the concert, I didn't know. So 2016, he was performing at a concert that I was working at. Another aspect of purpose, because I was always working at events, just supporting, just volunteering, that kind of thing. So he was performing at the concert. And as Kavan said, he has a way with words, very witty, really liked his music, started following him and that kind of thing. But, it's not like I was really paying attention to him. Furthermore,
we never even met. We're in the same room, but we never met.
Yeah. We were in our different relationships and whatever at the time. So it's not like, I was looking at him, like in that light. Anyway, so, so he did his music, but he was inconsistent in terms of posting his videos or whatever on YouTube. So like, you know about him, so you binge listen, and then after that you don't hear from him again. So I kind of forgot that he existed, So when he slid into my DMs, then I went back on his page and I was like, oh yeah, this is the the person, whatever. So said all of that to say, we were both operating in our purpose. And
right.
Yeah.
DJ, I wanted to jump in on that purpose thing because we are privileged to have some of the backstory and some of just knowing you, how big you felt like God wanted you to blog.
Yeah.
How big it was for you to tell a story. How hard it was at times to tell these same stories. And the trepidation we were able to hear, we prayed with you, we listened. And so when I hear that, it was the same blogs that, caught his attention, you're like, yo.
And I said it to Kavan earlier, a few minutes ago, I said it's interesting that her blogging, which is what she's called today, is what made him pay attention.
I just want people to understand. DJ left her very good up job to go blog. And it never come easy. And there was a lot of stress with it. There was a lot of like, what am I doing? This doesn't pay the bills. And we were there with her in that journey. And to see that journey was all a part of purpose. It's just really uncanny and amazing. And and Ordinary said it so well about just we tend to think the scripture kind of backward, the Bible, kind of backward. So I want to get mine. I must do this to get mine. I will take the world's cue. But just show it out there, because when I met Keisha, I knew who she was, I knew her name, and I knew one or two people in our circle, but we never know each other really. And it was because I felt like the Lord was saying to me, go and serve in this church. I never go to the church. I'm not a member of the church. I still had my responsibilities at the church I went to, but the church was close to me, and the connections were made, and I got to say, yo, go there and serve. And I got the opportunity. God said the same thing to her. No, it was her church, but a different branch. So it was a branch of the church that she attended.
Mm-hmm.
I just know them, randomly meet people from there. I started going there. Felt like the Lord to go there. Shortly after going there, wasn't the pastor at the time, but he was in charge of youth ministry. He came to me and said, listen, I feel the Lord say I should ask you to help me with the young people. And so I joined that, and the rest, as they say, is history. Yeah. I started working with Keisha. We became best friends, and then now we're married. So I just want to put that out there. A lot of times there's some simple little thing that God will ask you to do. And yes, the blogging, I don't think it's only just to meet our man. It has blessed many people along the way. It has been an encouragement to many and in her own personal growth. But this was important as well. And I think we can trust God with our lives and take the steps. I remember when you did steps of
Step out in
Step
step
in
out in faith. Yes. And just to see how that works out. So I just want to throw all of that in. Now, guys, our guests are so nice and so lovely. They don't want to talk about the fact that they never saw each other face to face until like
the week of the wedding.
the week of the wedding, right?
Yes.
So everything happened over Zoom because COVID came.
Yep.
And I mean, I think Ordinary was like, I met her in 2019 December. COVID broke out 2020 March fully. But I think in his mind, it's soon done. Become a find my wife, and I come to Jamaica and we're gonna connect. And no, it never did soon done. And so the first time they saw each other since he slid in her DMs was a week before the wedding. We have a video. I really hope our producers are on the ball and are ready. I should have given a heads up before. Forgive me. I really hope you're able to show this video. We have a video a music video, because listen, Ordinary just don't know normal. Yeah, he can't help himself, so he has a whole music video. And
called Risk Takers. And you see why it's called that.
Yeah.
It really is a synopsis of just their story and how they took a leap of faith and just, did it.
I hope you're able to play it now. I would love, after you play it, Ordinary just explain a little bit of it, and then we kind of just talk about, some of the stuff that we see there. If you're not able to play it right now, I just ask Ordinary to give us a synopsis before. So maybe you have to go give me some sign of life, proof of life or something. Okay, he's gonna play it now. I have proof of life. Let's go to the video. Risk
Taker.
Risk take. No, pronounce it. I'm just risk.
Taker.
No, I just want to get risk takers. I want to get it right now. This is the English major. All right, so just go straight into the video.
Everybody was good. It's your boy O to the R. It's crazy. This is our new norm now, right? But whatever. So we're here on the set of Risk Takers. I'm about to meet my girl / fiance for the first time, and it's crazy because like she thinks that I'm gonna be waiting for her on the outside, but actually I'm gonna surprise her at baggage, carousel, and yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a good time. So I'm nervous, I'm excited, I'm stumbling over my words right now, but it is what it is. It's a joyous occasion, and let's see what happens.
More than just mind and body, I love your soul. I love you so. I love you so much. I'm in your corner, as long as you wanna. As long as you wanna. As long as you want it, as long as you want it, I'm willing to give you my time, cause it's never wasted. Our conversations are elevators, they going places, I'm going places. Future is bright as Vegas, I wanna take you with me. I'm on this plane, but I'm never playing around. Girl, you're kidding me. I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. Look what you did to me. You got me in my feelings. I'll never Billie Jean ya. I think it's getting serious. I never wanna leave. Girl, is you kidding me? I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. Look what you did to me. You got me in my feelings. I swear you're my mini-me. I never had one of these. I never wanna leave. Settling down but never settling. Adrenaline's going crazy. Love is dangerous, baby. You and I are risk takers. Confession. Sometimes I open my eyes when you're praying for me. Oh baby, housekeeper, wanna keep cause you're made for me. Permanent place inside of your heart, girl, ain't no replacing me. And I travel to a lot of places, but my favorite is your personal space. Face to face destinations. Girl, is you kidding me? I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. Look what you did to me. Look what you did to me. Got me in my feelings. Yeah, I'll never Billie Jean. I never Billie Jean. I think it's getting serious. I never wanna leave. I never wanna leave. I know you're feeling me. You know I'm feeling you. Look what you did to me. You got me in my feelings. I swear you're my mini me. I never had one of these. I never had one of yours. I never wanna leave. I never wanna leave. Banker and accountability partner. I'm still trying to pull myself away from your smile. We've proven that time is not enough. Hours turn into seconds. What's a day with you? You've asked me on several occasions, what do I want from or with you? Well, I certainly don't want to date you. I want to court you to see if marriage makes sense. And then take trips to the moon with my honey. Word weaver and a wordsmith. 2 D's in a pod. You're me and I'm you. I we this. I mean it. Forever and ever. I mean it.
Okay.
I believe we are back. So, guys, oh my God, I saw somebody comment, Jamila comment, this nicey, oh my gosh, what an amazing video. The song was really good. I think, at what point did you know that you were in a music video? At what point?
When I turned around, when I turned around and I saw Trey recording, I was like, dog, seriously?
Well, so the whole thing, wait, you mean at the airport?
Oh, well, yeah. Well,
No. The thing is, she knew about the music video. She didn't know about the proposal.
Right.
That's all I got her. So,
okay, I get you.
Yeah, so we got her.
Yeah, because all of the courting was done over WhatsApp.
Yeah.
So it was informal. So, by the time we met up, I guess you can mention what that was. I guess he wanted to do something formal, in terms of the proposal. So
well, we have to pull some little tricks. Tell her to lose the engagement ring. I'm gonna order another one.
Stress me right out. This was like a couple of days before, like.
Yeah, so I had to do that so that she would not see it coming at all. And I'm not gonna lie, God really worked with me. And it's kind of weird my bring God in the foolishness. After me just tell her something, tell a lie. But I swear God worked with me though. God really showed up with like every little thing with the planning, with the dress, Miss Keisha.
Oh yes.
Yo, like everything fell into place. Everything fell into place, and God was really working. But I don't know, man. Like,
yeah, so he recorded me, right? Because I had said to him, since we're going to meet, maybe you can just have your phone out, and just, record me, just so we can have a little unofficial thing, no meeting or whatever. I never know, say him go and get official photographer, videographer, to record the whole thing.
Yeah, so what you see there in the video, that was our literal first time meeting. It was natural. It wasn't, choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
And funniest thing is, she came on and she hugged me and she was shaking. This girl was shaking. I was like, what is going on? She was just shaking, uncontrollably shaking.
The weather is cool.
No,
And Jamaica to come from.
In July?
I know, right? But yeah, so from right there we went home, we went to see the pastor about the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then take a quick shower and then we go to the shoot. So she didn't know, as far as she was concerned, the new ring was on the way in the mail. you know, and basically that last scene there when we were walking together, and then I let her go ahead of me. I told her, hey, we want to get a shot of you just like looking at the water fountain. So just stand up there and look at the fountain. And so she was just there standing up looking at the fountain like a mad person. And me behind her down on the knee, and then she turned around and she was just like
almost struck off in the fountain.
You know, so I'm just glad that God worked with me, because I didn't know it was gonna work out, and like, you know, it's just a little plan we put together and God worked it out. It was a big deal to her. I scored big points in her book. You know, but before we even get into that, like I wanted to backtrack, because like a few months before that, like in April, one day I was at work and she messaged me and she said, hey, I found something and I want to share it with you. And I'm like, okay. And she sent me pictures of her journal. And she actually sent me a picture of the journal and her journal entry on December 19th, which was actually the same day that I slid in her DMs. And that journal entry was her journaling to God, saying that, listen, I want a well-intentioned, God-fearing, blah, blah, blah. There's a whole laundry list basically describing me.
Hey.
And she's telling God that she wants all of these things. And then what got me though was that she told God she wanted it to happen that year. And I'm like, the audacity. Because it was December 19th. You had like less than 2 weeks left in the year. And she's like, this year is when I want it. And for me, it's like if she wrote that in January, when she had a whole year, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, yet possible. But for her to say, hey, God, like, you know, this is what I would like for you to do for me, you know, and she had the faith to say, yo, you know, this year. And the same day, is a few hours later that I slid in her DMs. So when she was telling me this, I was like, no, the foolishness you're talking about. But say, yo, I write you just write that and take picture. And she said, no, this is from December 19th, the same day. And she showed me this other one she wrote from December 16th. So that really blew my mind, you know.
Wow.
I'm not a science person, but if I was a science person, that would have been a sign, you know. that would have been a sign. But I think as far as information that people can use and benefit from, the thing with our courtship was that it was very intentional from the get-go. Mm-hmm. So we immediately jumped into asking each other very uncomfortable questions.
Yeah.
Having very challenging conversations. As you know, as far as what we're looking for, you know, what we want to achieve. As far as
just everything. We were open, very vulnerable. We shared everything. Like
she, yeah. And we created an environment, a safe environment where we felt comfortable sharing stuff, you know.
And I didn't feel like I was sharing more than he was. I didn't feel like he was withholding anything. You know, it felt balanced.
Another thing though, a weird thing. Like even in Risk Takers, the song, I said, I swear you're my mini-me. And that's because like I've never met somebody who was so me. She's really like a female version of me. And it's like, one of the things I liked about her was like, when you read her captions, she's very poised, very elegant. But then when you see her interacting with her friends in the comments, she's really down to earth. And she's just like the girl next door. So I'm like, I like that. She know when to turn it on and when to switch it off, you know? So when we were interacting, it seems like everything I was sharing with her, she's like, me too. So then after a while, I got kind of skeptical. I'm like, is she saying this because she wants to, you know, us to feel like, come on. No, I just, you know, she felt like it would make it seem like, you know, there's like a mutuality.
Yeah.
No, that's a mutuality between us and, you know, things in common. So I started to hold back on the stuff that I was sharing and let her do more of the talking. But then when she started doing the talking, I'm like, me too. So, it's just crazy when I started paying attention to stuff like that. And when we call the song Risk Takers, because for me it was a huge risk, because I've been married before, and it ended in a divorce, obviously. That would be weird.
It could be widowed. It could be widowed.
Like otherwise,
it could be widowed.
Huh?
You could be widowed, so that's fine.
Didn't
have to be obviously. Yeah.
True.
Thank God that's not the case though. That is bad too. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So because of that, for me, I was very hesitant as far as the whole marriage thing. So the whole risk takers thing was from me, like the whole thing was a calculated risk based on the stuff that we were saying to each other. And I kept saying to you, if you are who you say you are, then I think, we can be good. Because like I was really coming from a place where I didn't want to go through what I went through before. I didn't want to go through that again, So I knew I was being sincere with her. Everything I told her, everything I told her about myself, I told her straight up, these are the issues you're gonna have with me. Like, this is how, what do you call it, how forward and
Shake me.
What's the word I'm looking for? Come on, man, we're one. Help me out. All right, so this is how vulnerable, this is how transparent we were. This is how transparent and intentional we were. We would tell each other the problems that you're gonna have with me. Like, this is my flaws. These are the things I'm working on. These are the areas where I still need to grow. So I told her, these are the things that you're gonna have a problem with. So I was very direct and straightforward with her. So I'm like, what you're seeing is what you're getting. Like, you already know. I've told you everything. So I know that I'm, being honest. So I'm like, if you're really who you say you are, then there's a lot of potential, we can go places.
I really just had to take each other's word for it, because we did it, it's not like we're in person to observe or whatever.
Yeah.
We really just had to make use of just WhatsApp, WhatsApp video calls. The whole courtship was done via WhatsApp dates, WhatsApp workouts, everything was via WhatsApp church, everything.
Yep.
Was by WhatsApp. Counseling, and meeting the parents, meeting everybody.
And then that's another thing where in the song, the other song I have, Found Love in a COVID Place. I must say, COVID was messing up plans for people, but it worked out to our advantage because of this, the mandatory stay-at-home situation. Now she was at home, so she could spend all of this time talking to me, because under usual circumstances,
still the people in work, but yeah.
Just in case,
Big up employers.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, she did the work. She did the work. But
just in case they won't watch.
But under usual circumstances, though, we wouldn't have had that time to really spend picking each other's brains and trying to figure out who the other person was. And like we said, by the time we got to the counseling session, the questions on the counseling were our regular conversations.
Yeah.
Those are the stuff that we were talking about. We never talk about the Mickey Mouse and the foo stuff. What I say, serious conversations, no, we don't talk about stuff. We don't even talk about stuff like sex, what are your expectations, and all of these things. We talk about money. Talk about do you have debt? All of these questions are stuff that people
and how much debt? Not just do you have debt, but how much debt, so that you can know where you're getting into. Huh?
Couple million a little.
Yeah, monkey money.
Because
we spoke about every single thing, everything. So because of that, I felt comfortable with my decision. I felt peace about it. It seemed crazy, but I felt peace about it. What else?
COVID, they mess up our flights.
Yeah.
We're supposed to link up in April for your birthday.
Yeah.
And God said, not yet, I guess.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was supposed to come the April. And that
my
never
sister was getting married, and COVID messed up everything.
Round about my birthday.
My sister was getting married the 9th or the 11th. The 11th.
The day after my birthday.
And she was the 10th.
Yeah, so so a perfect time,
Okay, yeah, meet in person.
Meet in person, and we can do the wedding later, but because COVID messed up everything and the whole country gone lockdown and whatever, no flights, I would say, well, here, as soon as the country open up back.
And that's exactly what happened. As soon as we see open up a little bit,
we just give about 2 weeks to get breeze off liquor.
And then ticket a book.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because we really didn't know what card was going to play.
Right.
So we say, well, better we just jump head first because we don't know what is going to happen. We don't want to delay and wait on perfect, wait until everybody's available, wait until yada, and then we hear so the country lockdown again.
Yeah.
So well.
Yeah, some of the
it's a dirt,
Yes.
So just run in and just.
So seriously, so the whole thing was very risky. So risk takers in every sense of the word.
No, it's kind of crazy. I don't know if people are as amazed as we are, and we actually know the story, but we are amazed all over again. I know people are sending a lot of love in the chat for you guys. From the video, people are like, wow, and this nicey. And Damien says, good job, good initiative, blessing, good initiative for videoing, Kadia says, y'all are so cute.
Thanks, Kadia.
Anna is wishing you guys all the best. And she said that she see greatness in you guys. Continue being yourself. O'Neill says, God has a sense of humor, bro. Congratulations. So, a lot of love, but there's so much I think we could unpack. I'm just trying to, the more you talk, is the more my mind is running. Wasn't it frightening? I feel like it would have been frightening if you guys were both in Jamaica and no COVID to say we started talking December and now we're looking to get married in July. I think.
Well, so here's the thing. This is definitely not a prescription. It's not a prescription. We wouldn't advise anybody to do.
It's a prescription. Can you forget it?
Hey, well, listen. It did start out with me shooting my shot.
Yeah, nurse.
Shot.
Nurse.
There you go.
But but I think one of the reasons why it worked, it had to be her and it had to be me, because based on how our personalities are, we are both impulsive and we're both risk takers. So at the same time, us being impulsive made it more tolerable for us to take that risk. And at the same time, we had to be calculated, knowing ourselves, knowing that we're both impulsive. So we're like, let's make sure that we're not rushing it. Yeah. Let's make sure we're not forcing anything that is not unnatural, that is not naturally falling into place. Yeah. So that's one of the key things that we said to each other. We're not forcing anything and we're not fighting anything. So if something's not working out, we're not forcing it. Yeah. And if it's working out, we're not gonna fight it.
Yeah.
And then of course prayer. Of course, I don't want it to seem like we're just like
doing our own thing,
or watching the stars and hoping the stars will align. And then it wasn't anything like that. We definitely prayed and
fast and sought godly counsel and yeah. We had peace about it, so just
so here's the funny thing. So after we initially linked up, I feel like we're telling the story backwards. And that's after we initially linked up in December, she left the country. And then we kind of lose contact. She disappear off of social media.
Yeah, I'm an introvert, so don't make the whole heap of excitement food. I'm an introvert, and so usually at the end of the year, towards the beginning of the following year, I usually feel a little overwhelmed, and I usually just want to pull away from social media. So we were having, good discourse and whatever through Instagram. You had given me a number.
Yeah, we did like just introduce ourselves like, hey, this is my number on WhatsApp, but we never really talk much.
Yeah, and I just disappeared off Instagram for a while. So I guess he noticed and then he messaged.
Well, like she kind of crossed my mind. And like me heal her one time in January and say, yo, hey, hope everything cool and whatever. And then, she was like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she go back in her cocoon. But then now, it was International Women's Day. So on International Women's Day, you know that in February 14th, International Women's Day.
Oh, Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're so funny. You are.
Oh, that's what you guys call it, Valentine's Day. Oh, okay. I really thought it was International Women's Day. So, all right, tomato. I reached out to her and I was like, happy International Women's Day, blah, blah, blah. And from there we start talking. So that was the Friday, right? That's when we started talking again. And then we link up we talk this was all texting. We never reach video calls yet. So then now the Sunday evening, I talk to her and then we start get lyrics to our song now. So, and it's so funny that so most people don't even know I'm very shy. So even though I'm gonna do the stage thing or whatever, I'm shy. And then so I was like writing the chorus. I'm gonna get like 2 lines out of the chorus. I'm gonna say I'm stuck. I was kind of stuck. So then she asked me, what were you doing? And I'm like, oh, I was writing a song. And she was like, really? And then I was like, yeah, but we're kind of stuck. And then she said, and I was thinking to myself, should I share it with her? Is it too soon? I don't want overdo it.
Yeah, scare her or nothing.
Right, exactly.
Some name DJ and my true love,
But then, so she looked at me and she said, what she said? She said, do you? No, you never said do you. You need to say something where rhyme with do you, and that's the name of the song, do you. So because she said something that rhyme, I'm like, yo, that's so crazy. It rhymes with what I'm saying. So because of that, we kind of get comfortable and share with her. So I tell her, I say, all right, this is what I have so far. And everybody out there naturally got it like you do, at an exotic like you, boo. People are going to your social media at all times, like a part-time job, them snap it and watch it like YouTube. You never have to try voodoo. Skin dark and clean like Africans. Do you? You know what I mean?
You have to say, do you?
And then, all of it. So we have the chorus the night before. And then Monday morning, we get up early before work. I do a little exercise and I ride my bicycle. And then so when I write music, it happens 2 ways. Sometimes I write it and sometimes God give me the lyrics. Like the lyrics just flowing without me putting any effort into it. The lines just coming, And I want to say God gave me the first verse because the first verse, I never put any effort into it. So it was like, do you have a minute can spare for your brother? Get your last name changed to Barella and I can give a pretty girl baby a brother. Because 2 is better than 1. Or maybe it's because me never have one. Flow sick like some liver and Kong. As in, the whole coronavirus China. So I say flow sick like some liver and Kong. This is Mr. Right or Mr. Never Wrong Down. I say, true. You full of wisdom and insight like African gurus. If pretty and witty and wise, if I make a hit song, the title is you. Hey. Come true when the vocals and the voice girl come true. I'm gonna celebrate Halloween, but this year I can be a boo. So that's all the first verse came.
The DJ, get it a blush to one time.
So right, I know that's not treat them.
No, Keisha looked like she forgot that when he sent you a couple songs, you sent them to us. Say like, listen, in
but this was when they were planning the wedding.
No, but everything was like half an hour after the other thing, right? So
no,
everything is just like, so, yeah. So DJ did bust upon his song, but what did I say? Yo, you mama say, with the lyrics. I said, yo, Keisha, man, I know she's got a chance, make sure the brother is serious in the cause. They're not gonna chance.
And so yeah, I was definitely very inspired from communicating with her, and from there, so we'll graduate to the phone calls and the video calls, and spending a lot of time together.
Yeah.
Meeting the family, stealing our family, like our family is mine now. I tell her someone take all our family, and yeah, it is what it is. Even pass the mom's test.
Oh gosh, yeah, him crack my mother, so must say all right, yeah, because my mother is a tough cookie.
Okay, yeah, because I said that this sound kind of weird. So we'll crack the mommy code. Crack the mommy code. I didn't crack your mother. That sounds. There are children watching.
Sound aggressive, right?
This is a Christian channel. So
anyway, yeah. So my mom is a tough nut to crack, and he had her smiling, laughing. I said, "Watch out with this," because she usually don't take to anybody, And to see how him just, he was just being himself. It's not like he was putting on. And I know when my mother fake it, with people, but she naturally, she had a natural liking for him. So I'm like, all right.
No, listen. All right. So people going off. Well, one couple. So you're going off about the lyric. Well, someone just say, "Yo," that's really what they said. I guess that's a good thing. To the lyrics. Horace, me know you would have must notice the lyrics. First of all, I'm so happy I'm already married because I wouldn't want to be like engaged and dating, and then my girlfriend, my fiance, what spill it, and then we just have these high expectations. You understand? Like, I want a music video, You can't write me a song anymore. We don't inspire you, We're just happy. But you said something about, giving you a pretty brother for your daughter, that line. And that's maybe something that people, there were so many things God had to make come together in such a short time. Yeah. It just had to be God. I mean, people think like, oh, them probably just did that and just when one married and it just work out. Them see pretty girl and pretty handsome boy and just work. No, there were so many things that had to come together. That's what makes this story so amazing. And before I go there, for me, one of the things I wanted to do with this live was to encourage people that like I want to get married. I feel like whether my age or whether look out and meeting people, I just feel like it now happen. That it can happen. Yeah. And don't lose hope. Be intentional about just going after purpose, and it will happen. And one of the things that saw happen, and because again we were close to Deidre, is Amira, her daughter, and to just see the bond between you and Amira, ordinary, and just even Deidre never sure what to say to Amira, when to say what to Amira, how to say what to but
that was funny. That was funny. And when we finally decided to break it to her, we were like, so yeah, we're gonna get married. Homegirl's like, finally.
Yeah. Listen, she was praying for me to get a husband from when. And funny enough, that same February 14th, that same Valentine's Day.
From Chef 5.
that same Valentine's Day. So we were coming home I think it was a school day or something, whatever. So I was taking her home and Beyonce Single Ladies was playing on the radio. And my girl is like, sing that song, mommy, because you're going to be single forever. I'm like, all right. But that time, Dee and I were not communicating as often. Like, he didn't tell me Happy International Women's Day just yet. So I was on my way home and she's there, laughing at me like, Single Ladies is playing. That is going to be your song. Sing it because you're going to be single forever.
You're a savage.
Yeah, man.
Savage.
So,
I don't know who you get that from, but, keep going. Keep going.
So that's how she called me. And she went away for that weekend. I think Valentine's Day was a Friday, and her dad was here, so she went away to him for that weekend. So Dee and I had the whole Valentine's weekend where we could talk. And then at the weekends, me get husband. You understand? So why she laugh after me and I talk about, you're gonna be single forever. God say, watch that style, yeah. You understand?
So how did that though? What was, how big of a concern was it, and how easy was it for Ordinary for you to connect with Amira? Just I guess you guys just can fill in the storyline of how big was a concern for you, Deidre. That if I find somebody will Amira like him, just all of that. Like you wouldn't think in that circumstance something could happen this quickly. You would feel like it have to take time. You have to meet everybody. Everybody got, Yeah, how did that fit in all of this craziness?
Oh, I guess you would have to tell that because that's your experience, that's your perspective, you being concerned and all that. I just knew that I had my work cut out for me.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that. I mean, like persons who I would have been with before Dee, I would have seen the interaction that Amira would have with them. So I would know if she would be uncomfortable around him. I would know if she was being shy. I would know if she was, just being her real authentic self. And I mean, initially she was shy and I didn't want to force anything on her. I didn't want to force any feeling on her. If she didn't like him, or if she liked him, I would listen to, whatever it is that she had to say. But I didn't want to be like, oh, I like him, and if you don't like him, then I just so. You know what I mean?
And then also, even when we were interacting over the phone, sometimes Deidre would call her when we got to a level where we were serious, because I was very intentional, and I'm like, until we know what we're doing, I didn't want to be introduced to Amira, because when that happens and then it don't work out, there's that separation. It's not just you and the woman breaking up, you're breaking up the child too. So, I was very intentional about not being introduced to her until we were sure. And then at that point, I'd be like, sometimes she would invite her and say, hey, Amira, come say hi to Dee. Yeah. And I would tell her sometimes, hey, listen, if she's not comfortable or she doesn't want to come, don't force her. Because I don't know, you remember when you're little and your parents used to be, come say hello to sister so-and-so from church, and you're like, oh, seriously? How long have to do this for? So I didn't want that experience for her. So I said, if she don't want to come, that's fine, but just stay,
Yeah, and over time, she right now, listen, separate them. OMG, like they love each other so much. It's crazy.
Amira is just amazing, and I didn't expect to. Well, obviously, if you spend enough time with somebody, you will grow love for them. But I didn't expect her to come from my heart like that. Like I wasn't ready, and when I realized I was falling for her, I was like, because like I'm a weird person.
He was trying to put up some restraints.
Yeah, because I had bad experiences. I was with my ex-wife had a daughter, and then I experienced the breakup with the ex-wife and with the daughter, and stuff that I wanted to do for her, when she came here and all of that, and it's like I was already planning out a future with that little girl. So it's like when the breakup happened, it really affected me. There's really an impact. So even with Amira, when we were interacting, living in the same house, and I would see certain things that look like, she's really like getting attached to me, I would still kind of be like, because I'm like, I don't want this attachment to happen too fast. I want it to happen organically and whatever and thing. And then when I realized that, I was like, I'm like, babes, I don't know what's going on, man. But all of a sudden, this girl just sneak into my heart. I don't know when she break in, but she just in there, and that's just.
That's for me, that level of trust that I had for Dee, have for Dee, and even with leaving them, together, alone, like that was a big deal for me to know that I could trust him around her. That was a big concern for me to know that, him not do nothing to her, not say nothing to her that would be out of the way, that kind of thing. So those kinds of things, and to see where he just I said that he stepped in and stepped up to the plate, no step parenting thing, because he really refers to her as his daughter, you know what I mean? And he has a real knack for parenting. Like sometimes I say,
And a beard, when you have a long beard.
There's wisdom,
the wisdom.
Father Abraham beard. The Father
Aaron's
Abraham
beard and the anointing
Emphasis on the father.
that ran down Aaron's beard.
Yeah, some coconut oil in my beard right now. But no, seriously, I was talking. I feel like I should do a thing called "What Have I Learned Since Being Married?" And one of the things I learned since being married is that you must moisturize your beard. I didn't know.
Not only that, you dry foot them too.
Listen, really, we're going there? You just going to throw the foot in there?
Well, I learned some other things that's too embarrassing to mention. But I learned to lotion.
Yeah.
And that it was lotion your foot bottom.
Damn.
Why would I lotion my foot bottom? Like
it's better than do it when you come out the shower, dog.
Like who ever see it, and like.
But then when you rub your foot against the clean, good stuff.
I like the sound.
Music to your ears, right?
I may bring you back. And that's how people talk, because I think that's something.
What we learned.
What have you learned since we met? I have learned so much. Like, listen, clearly I had no sense of hygiene. I just really had the bare minimum to just smell good.
How were you living?
Like, I was I did the bare minimum to just smell like a human being.
Yeah, listen, bro, I refer to it as saving the family money. You understand? It's not no. Okay, all right. Okay. So I understand you more than you believe. I understand you more than you know. I understand you, sir.
Bro, even you. Me don't know if you really understand what me I go, because I am showing myself. I'm like, come on, don't go there. I know where I want to go. I ain't going there. But
and he's extroverted, so he'll go there. Please don't go there.
No, I'm telling you, there's some things that I learned about life, about hygiene, about English, about myself, that marriage did it.
One more thing.
I'm a better man because.
But add one more thing I learned since being married.
I'm afraid for here.
No, it's not anything bad. I like to be little spoon.
Oh.
You like what?
I like to be the little spoon.
What is a little spoon, my last?
All right, so spooning, spooning, right?
Okay, yeah.
And the big spoon is the one at the back.
Oh, okay.
And I never knew that about myself before, because listen, all this time growing up as a Jamaican, Jamaican man stay. Nothing to go around this. You understand? Nothing to go around. You understand? So
we're not.
Yeah, so I've never had anybody behind me before, and I don't know, it's just a nurturing.
For the YouTube fans, like hugging from behind. I just,
Yeah, when you're in bed and you lie down behind.
Yeah, cuddle from the,
Yeah, they call it spooning.
Yes, you're right. I get it now.
Yeah,
I'm giving myself trouble. I'm having too much fun. That's why.
So you have big spoon and little spoon, and I didn't know that I would ever enjoy being the little spoon, because all of my life I just grew up this person full of aisle. I'm always want to be behind somebody's daughter. Well, I want to be behind somebody's daughter, close, real close, closer than I'm supposed to be. So I never know say mother ever not be the big spoon, but I mean, the little spoon. I like.
Bro, we have to bring you back, and we're going to talk about things we have learned. I'll probably get two or
Yes,
some more
I'm there.
couples. No, I'm not going there. I'm not. Maybe. Let us see how I feel. I'll probably drink some apple vodka that day. But
You will
Well-
not be drinking apple vodka that day.
you know, but
No, hey, listen, hey, bro, if you will drink, we'll drink too. Let's make it a team. Let's make it a team.
Drop asleep.
the truth is, we're talking about real marriages. It may be a good thing to discuss on that topic, things we have learned, because I don't think people really get how,
Different men are.
not just how men are,
Yeah.
just when you have somebody that is in your space, that you trust, that you love, that have you under a microscope, you have them under, not you know, to hold you down, but just that you're in the same bed, you use the same bath, like, and somebody kind of say, yo, why you do that? Why don't you do that? Why? And you're like, you know, and then you probably try it and you're like, oh, that kind of makes sense. It's crazy. But I'm trying not to yield to temptation. We'll plan it, we'll get it going. We have to do that.
Somebody said them whole teeth spill out tonight.
No, I'm telling you, there's so much things I never knew about myself until I got married. So I just never knew, period. Just like, we just never know that. And sometimes too, I'll say this. Sometimes not to say, Keisha, remember, sometimes you're saying, how you do that? I'm like, boss, I never know how you're supposed to do that. Like, even with dealing with the house, taking care, cleaning the house, or doing some things in the kitchen, whatever. It's like, for her, it's like, you're supposed to, I'm like, gee, I never know that. It's not a matter of I forgot. It's not a matter of me can't bother. It's that I did not know that.
And you see, and listen, and that's the importance of choosing somebody who have them head on them body, because we do a little IG live, and sometimes we have this video that was that caused a lot of friction, the one about and sometimes with the hormones it can make you guys crazy. I don't really want to get into it, but
ladies, it means that in the nicest way possible.
but here's the thing though.
For you tonight.
The big spoon has spoken.
Listen.
We're up too much fun.
Big spoon attack. Big spoon attack. The other star called Big Spoon. But sometimes, we'll have really vulnerable moments together, and she will admit that she was being a little crazy. Sometimes I will explain to her that, hey, listen, God made us different. God made men so different from women. And the reason, the advantage for that is that if we both saw the world the same, then we would have the same blind spots.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. But because she sees it different than me, I could be looking at the same thing as her and I'm missing something, and she could be like, hey, why don't you do that?
Y'all miss a lot.
Yeah, and that's okay. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So just like how I'm okay with her going crazy when she goes hormonal, she's okay with me being absent-minded and slow sometimes.
Okay.
What's the awkward way to find out?
Up until a second ago, I believe she was okay with me.
Yeah, right? What I meant to say was... But yeah, no, I think it's I think the difference is not something for us to make fun of or to put the other person down, because I don't know how, but I strongly believe that whatever is different about her is going to benefit me in some way. So I embrace it. I embrace the bad, because I know it comes in my life without, and I was not aware that I was missing that thing. So that's the perspective I have. I really do believe in the whole two is better than one, and You know, when we come together,
Absolutely.
we, you know, two is better than one, as the scripture says. You know, if you're falling out of somebody there's someone to help you, and she brings other perspectives, and that's one of the reasons that I was interested in moving forward with her, because we respect her mind, and I'm like, the girl have sense. So I'm like, this is somebody I would love to have on my team.
Yeah.
You know, I believe that when you're making marriage decisions, it shouldn't just be the romantic side. You should look at it from the business side. Like, if I was running a business, would I hire this person? Would I want to work with this person or partner with them? And with her, it made a lot of sense, you know. And I said I wanted to partner with her, you know.
Yeah. This is so. This is where everyone.
I wasn't prepared.
Hope it burn you.
This is where I'm going to ask. I mean, all of us have to do it. We share one thing, just one thing about our spouse that we absolutely love about them. We've been doing this for, it's been a long time. But
a year now.
over a year. We were trying not to repeat, but I think we repeated.
Started repeating like this year a few times. But we have gone probably 50.
Jeez.
Yeah, we like a lot about each other.
Yeah, 50 things brand new without repeating. So
Nice.
and I'm sure some new things will pop up. But you guys get to go only one time, so it should be very easy for you guys. First.
You wanna go first?
Yeah. I love these mind. Come on, foolishness. Yeah. I'm not saying it because what you must stroke him ego over here. Yeah.
So this is his ego. This is his ego. All right.
Ego. Yeah. I love his mind. I love the way he thinks. I love his way with words. All of this is one thing. Yeah. Because
Yeah. I figured you need to do that. You know, you never cram one whole heap of something. Now one. But I gotta see what Mr. Burrell I gonna do. Because we know that the two of them
love talking also.
No, all right. So no, actually, I'm gonna keep it really simple because I feel like I've done a lot of talking already. What one of her greatest contributions to my life, and I never saw it coming. And before you know, no, I'm not gonna do that. She is an amazing cook.
Aww.
Yeah,
and
that's
true. I didn't see it coming because we never had a conversation. That's one of the things we never talked about. You know, geez, how do I say this without being shady? I've been in relationships before where the food was that great. So I trained myself to have low expectations just in case.
Yeah.
You know, because I pride myself on not being fussy, but she showed up and I was like,
girl.
Because I was like, it never made sense to me because like, all right, so the thing with me, I'm very confident and I have no problem talking to somebody about my strengths. So for me, it didn't make any sense that she was so good at cooking, but she's never mentioned it before. Made no, because like if I was half as good at cooking as she is, she wouldn't.
Everybody would have known.
Everybody would have known.
Shout it from the rooftop.
It would have make a music video about it.
You have jokes.
You know what's funny? I don't remember how I discovered it. I can't remember exactly what happened, but both our daughters, two of our daughters go to the same school Amira used to go to, right? And I can't remember what happened. I think we finally reached early one day, which is very rare occurrence. And she was giving Amira her breakfast or something like that. Because we know we see. And when we see the breakfast with Amira, I get, see what this look good. I say, you can't bring one of them for me tomorrow. They know who reach. finally took the care to carry my daughter to school early the next day because DJ was, I can't remember what it was. I'm like, this, me never knew I could have do this. Like, what is this? Like, you have the time to make this breakfast and still get to school and like, I don't know how you do it.
Listen,
but
hey, when I just met DJ and Amira over the phone, I was like, you stay there, make this picnic and run your head. Because it's a restaurant. At the listen to me, Amira set her up or set me up for have a good chef because Amira don't play. Amira be like, this is what I want. She make her order and poor DJ she run come. Is this thing like it?
No, that's not even true. That's not even true.
How would you rate it?
No,
How would you
listen.
rate it? And Amira be like,
Stop.
Amira be like, take it away. Take it away. What is this?
Whatever. No, listen. Amira is a picky eater, and based on where I lived in comparison to where her school was, I never have the time to get up in the morning and be like, make something for her and she fuss around and don't eat it or whatever. Mom for no say, she eat and she go to school a full belly. So because of that, I just avoid all of that from the night before. What would you like for breakfast tomorrow?
Listen
So
to me.
that I can prepare it.
Listen to
and
me.
one year I
Listen to me. You know how men deal with that situation, or like old school Jamaican parents.
Yep.
If you don't eat what I prepared, you don't eat.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's what I want to do.
Yep, exactly. So, and you see, and this is why, gosh, me hate for me no preach, but this is why it is so important for have the man in the relationship because that balance is there.
That's really
No, for real, no, because like it's that good balance where DJ we be like, how about this? No, oh, okay, what about this? You like this? Whereas, so somewhere in between that and me saying, yo, listen, this is what your mother prepared you. You need to eat it.
True.
So it's that balance.
That is needed.
Yeah, that's one thing that I appreciate about him as well. Like, some things that I may be more timid with in terms of parenting, like him coming in with the bass, coming in with the roughness, gentle still, but firm.
When you call it gentle authority?
Yeah, like a quiet authority or something like that. So it was strength, but it wasn't like forceful.
It's a silent strength, a subtle strength.
Yeah, so that was something that I really appreciated. And him just come and fall right into place and just help out with the parenting and really like that, dude.
I told her.
See, she do another one. You see, she just
keep drop them. Listen, Deborah Williamson, the big grade 2 man boy liquor spoon. I just had to throw that shit.
Deborah will love you.
I wasn't gonna say it. I mean, they're my guests and stuff. I wasn't gonna.
Hey, listen, don't knock it until you try it.
Exactly.
I do not care. Listen to me. I am secure and confident in myself. I don't business.
I'm definitely trying
Listen,
that.
When I lie down in the bed, I can't sleep, but just touch her. And she just come on and she because it's the whole them are sleeping away, seeing a movie and a real something that.
It's not
on a real life that. More time I lie down, I say to her, babes, come for 3 minutes. I said, babes, come for 3 minutes. Lie down yourself for 3 minutes. After 3 minutes, she get one of them. She get, so
yes, I'm like, I move over a little bit. All right.
Yeah, man, shoulder start fleeing. You know what I mean? So, as I say, more time, if I can't sleep, when she come over and she hold me, it's I don't know, it's a nurturing feel, and we just get comfortable.
It puts him to bed.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I'm already gonna try it. I was going to ask you, is it better with clothes or without clothes?
Wow,
no, you try to start something, Rasta. You try to start something.
I'll ask you out here. It's fine. But I'm definitely going to try. Don't worry.
Try to extend the family.
This is why we do this, to learn new stuff. It's very good. Spill the love. There are a couple of things in my mind. I'm trying to kind of figure out which direction to go. I don't even know if I said this already.
So much.
Let me go for something that I don't think I've said before. You know, as much as Keisha don't like to public speak, she's very eloquent with her speech. She is well thought, well processed, and she actually commands the English language much better than I do, though I am the public speaker, kind of crazy. And I like that about her. She is an excellent speaker. And when Keisha gets a topic that she knows, so like when you really talk to her like about fashion and stuff like that, oh my God. You don't think anybody can, really explain it or even come close to just articulating as well on it as she does. And she actually commands English language well. I'm the one who pushes my children to speak proper English. I think they just need to call me out one day, but daddy, you know, but at least do what your mother does. All right, just be like your mother. But I really like that about her. It's amazing that it's a strength that you don't even realize that you have or don't think much about. And she's amazing to have conversations with, like serious conversations. I mean, with about it. I mean, except when she get very passionate and she goes straight out in the power. But at least you know that she can hold, I really like that. I feel like, and there's something about English, I think sometimes we knock it because, we really want to preserve our own language, and I get that. But there is this thing about English that it sounds very official and, what's the word? So like that. Stately. And so when Keisha starts to get, you're having this discussion and Keisha just pushing the English. What she use a 1 and 2 word where you say, by dictionary. You understand? So I think that's a new one. I did not repeat. I feel proud of myself. So yes, I love that about it. The pressure.
Right.
Pressure.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure as long as what I'm saying is true.
Okay.
All right. So Kavan is like, it's like the best example in my mind right now.
I don't feel like this why. I don't know. I don't know if I like what this one goes.
It's funny. I probably only know about this example because of Kavan. You ever watch one of them dancers show there? I used to the flag man in the background. Like Kavan am my booster. He's just
a hype man.
my hype man.
Yes, that's right.
He's my hype man.
That's awesome.
He's always just reaffirming and affirming me and telling me just how good, and of course, if we would go into love languages, you won't have to ask what's up on the top of his list because he's a big affirmation guy, and so he affirms people a lot, and he does it so effortlessly. And I really love that about him. He really just always speaks well of me and to me. I don't like, there is hardly any room for doubt. Sometimes I'm a internal type of person. So sometimes I'll be thinking something and then he just comes and affirms and I'm like, yeah. So I really love how effortlessly he affirms and how he speaks well of not just me, but of people. It's just how he is. He's always that guy that's gonna tell you, yo, you're good at that, and he's gonna just shout it from the mountaintop. If he knows you're good at something, he'll tell the whole world. That's Kavan, and I really love that about him.
Thank you, honey.
Hey, it's so crazy.
At big spoon later. I'll tell the whole world next.
You take your payments in spoon size. But listen, I think it's so funny that you said that, because this morning on our live, I was saying that a man's superpower is having a woman behind him, encouraging him, telling him that he can do it. You know, whatever he faced out in the world when he went out to bring home, you know, the money for the family. She encourages him, you know, just having that peaceful environment, and plus the boost, the encouragement. It doesn't matter how beat down if he feels, that just rev him up and he's ready to go out and do it again tomorrow. Yeah. And obviously you guys have proven that it works both ways.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing, you know.
Thank you. You know, you mentioned your live. I'd love you to kind of share some of the stuff that you guys are doing, you know, in your own, you know, right, to make marriage great, just to ensure that people know marriage work. Good marriages are still there. Real marriages are still there. It's not a fake thing.
Yeah, and everybody has their own story, so it doesn't have to happen like everybody else. But when God, you know,
and listen, sometimes like, I mean, they're just 10 months in. Like, no. Listen, I know people like 2 weeks in are ready to quit, right? So,
hey, but listen,
10 months in and happy is good.
But listen, the funniest thing is, you know, we don't want to give the impression that it's been all sunshine.
All hunky-dory.
You know, it's been, we've had our uncomfortable conversations, and that's, you know, and it's so funny. She shies away from confrontation, so she would rather not have these conversations. Whereas I'm like, we need to have these conversations. And it's so funny. One day, after we had one of those uncomfortable conversations, she come to me the next day and she come and she show me the phone. She come and I say, what? And when we look at the phone, it's a meme saying uncomfortable conversations are a part of healthy relationships. And it's so true. But before, I don't know when you guys are gonna go, but there's a very interesting story that I don't want to forget to include, which was when I got cold feet the day before the wedding.
Oh. No, let's do that.
Let's go there.
Day before the wedding.
Talk about the wedding as well.
And the cold feet thing, it was psychological changes, and also it manifested physically. I could not breathe. I was there in a car and I couldn't breathe. And I was like, yo, I you know, everything was just coming down, and you know, am I making the right decision? This was too fast. You know, did we rush this thing? And the funniest thing is that I was talking to her about something that I was not comfortable with. And it's the way that she sat there and she listened. You know, she didn't have that typical, you know,
defensiveness.
The whole strong Black woman. People think being strong is being lower than yeah, you know, right? Yeah, all of that, you know. And but no, she was so humble, and she sat there and she listened to me, and you know, and that is what reassured me. Her response to me expressing how I felt, and you know, just the way she sat there and she listened to me and she responded in a humble manner. It just like it's just something on the inside to say, yo, this is the one, this is her. You know, I'm not afraid of running. And from right there, so we just get the search, and I'm like, yeah, we're good again. Until a few months later, when me and her talk. Well, no, even before that, me and her talk, and she my vibe say, you want to see I can't, you know, I got the hold my tongue that day because I'm like, word. Yeah, but you know, and then you know, we'll have our disagreements and stuff, but I feel comfortable with them now, because I feel like it's what it should feel like when somebody, because like I've been married before, and I've dealt with whenever we have uncomfortable conversations, people just shut down and they don't put out any effort, like they want things to move forward from this point. But with her, you know, sometimes she shut down, but I know that she wants it to work because she puts out that effort. She has showed me enough that she actually wants it to work. So it causes me to be more gracious towards her. when she's being like that, and we're usually able to communicate afterwards and resolve and move forward, you know. So and that makes us better in the long run when we get to communicate like that and survive these uncomfortable conversations, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we want to, before we go, just kind of talk, because we talk about the engagement, we talk about other things, but like you guys planned a wedding in a very short, you know, space of time, and I'm sure that in a different country, DJ, you know, you guys are in two different countries. You were in the same country a week before, putting all that together. I'd love to hear about that, and I know we're going to be showing pics of the wedding, some wedding photos as well as we speak. So Ken can just drop them in. We just talk about the day and just how was that for you guys?
Well, so when we said that God was at work, there are so many ways that God showed up, and he didn't show up in that way. The marriage would not. I didn't know that in America you needed a license, and it just, remember, we weren't sure if we were going to tell our parents or if we were going to elope. And at the last minute, we decided that
Mommy,
we're
they
going to
never
tell.
mean that. Yeah, they never mean that, mommy. Huh?
The plot thickens.
Yeah, because we wasn't sure if anybody would understand what we were doing, because it didn't make sense. It's one of those things that didn't make sense to anybody, you know? So what we decided that we were going to tell them, and when we told her dad, he was like, "Oh, did you apply for a marriage license?" I'm like, "A what?" And he's like, "Yeah, marriage license." And I'm like, "Okay." And I'm like, "All right, that's fine. We probably can just apply a fees and get it a few days later." And it turns out that we needed a month.
Was it?
Yeah, I remember, because we were having a conversation with him a month before. So it was exactly the time that we needed to order it. Otherwise, it would not have worked out in the time frame
that we wanted to get married.
Yeah, and then we would have to plan another trip in order to get it done.
Yeah.
Then you personally know what was going on behind the scenes with the dress. Yeah. You know, how all of that magic came together. You want to expand on that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, so Keisha, you know, you and I worked together in terms of the vision of the dress, and it was
amazing,
like,
by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, listen, I'm a guy, so I'm not a, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fashionista. I don't know about those things, but we know when good look good. Yeah. And good look that day.
And goody looked good.
Goody looked good, yeah. And still looking good.
Thanks.
You know. So great job, you guys. Good collaboration.
Yeah, because I mean, so I wanted like what was it? Ivory, like an ivory type and
we couldn't find the fabric.
Yeah. You say a supplier, you weren't getting through to your supplier, your regular supplier,
and the time frame to ship it in, and then in Jamaica for over a year there was no white or ivory in that type of fabric. And we went into a store and asked, and then they said they have it, but I was so skeptical because I'm sure I went there before and they didn't have it. And then when we went, it was like the last of it.
The last piece.
It wasn't even the amount that we wanted, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the last piece on the roll.
So,
but thanks to my trainer who let me lose a little weight, you know, yeah, and it worked. Like, it really worked out. I remember that day I wore a shirt that said "Trust God."
Yeah,
I'm like, you know, because when we went at like the first fabric store that we went to, they had like a whitish version or something, like not an ivory, like a white, but it wasn't it.
Yeah,
you know. And then we went to the other fabric store, and that's when we realized that, you know, it was the last piece on the roll, and we got it.
So what I want to add, two things here. Whenever they show the pictures, you will see for yourself. First things, if you guys need wedding dresses, wedding gowns, you are in the right place.
House of Clay.
With the right
Jamaica.
house.
Yes, the right house.
You know what I'm saying? She did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
I'm not very easily impressed. I'm a very tough critic, but she did a very good job. And
In
all
a
of the
short
compliments
space of time too.
and all the compliments that he was.
But was it 2 weeks? Less
Yeah,
than 2
like
weeks?
the most 3 weeks. I don't even know if it took 3 weeks. Like
Everything, and you know, and then the second thing, as DJ said, trust God, because like there were so many there are so many pieces that had to connect for it to work, and everything connected.
I was leaving. What day was I leaving? Like I was leaving the Saturday. What day was I?
To come back?
No, to come to you. And I got it like I got it like the Saturday. I think I was leaving like the Monday.
Yeah,
I was leaving the Monday and I got the dress the Saturday. I'm like,
and then as far as the wedding, there was not a lot of people involved. So like the day of the wedding, I had to be driving people back and forth. And shout out to Sean Lifer.
Yeah.
Sean went to pick up the bride. Sean helped me big time by going to pick up Deidre and waiting on her.
Waiting on me to do my little 15-minute makeup.
You know, so
and then getting ready because my hair took a while. You know, big up Latrice. You know, and you know, she did a fabulous job with my hair. And then Sean waited on me to get my hair done, and then drove back, waited on me to get ready, and then took me to the church.
And this was all last minute responsibilities I put on him. It's not like it was planned. You know, so Sean, you know, big up yourself. And then
and then so in terms even with my dad, like
I wanted to ask you about that. Your dad coming and the
because he spoke to us for the Wednesday or the Thursday. Said he couldn't make it.
Yeah, because you know COVID restrictions, and the governor said that you know.
They were afraid of traveling because he felt like.
No man, the governor had shut down, I think, like flights or whatever, and so he had to go to another state.
Oh yeah.
Like they drove to another state. Yeah. So that worked out because the plan was for my brother to walk me down the aisle. So my brother came and you know took me out the car and you know whatever, everything as planned. That you know clearly I wasn't in on it, and so I'm there going through the door. My train got caught in the door, so I'm there looking down, pulling the train out the door. I didn't even realize that you know my arm got entwined with my dad's arm. So when I looked up, I'm like, so you the ugly cry going down the aisle.
And I saw that reaction on the live stream. And the person who was doing it said she doesn't know that her father is here. So it was like so cool, and then to see a reaction when you realize
amazing.
Yeah, because daddy really wanted, you know, that's a thing for fathers. Come on, you're gonna do that 3 times. You know
right?
what I
mean? I'm not gonna cry all of them.
That's fine.
Yeah, so you know it was a big deal for him. Like he really wanted to be there, and you know I'm really grateful that he got a chance to be there. You know, some key persons who I would have wanted to be there were not able to, but you know, it still worked out. It's still.
Amira is like me. Yeah,
listen, guys.
Beautiful the way everything came together.
Yeah.
No,
beautiful.
It was a beautiful day from what we were able to see. The pictures are amazing. You guys saw the pictures. It was a beautiful day. Definitely Arner is going to ship that Mustang to me. We're just working out the details. But you know, it's just amazing. As I said, one of the things about all of this is, you know, it was the worst time.
The best time. 2020 was a great time for me.
Yes. Yeah, we look back and we said, well, actually, 2020 was a good year.
Yeah, 2020 was a good year.
I agree.
And that, you know, I mean, we have brides that are at ages that people would say you can't get married at, again. We have done dresses this year for people at a place where they would say they would have given up hope. And so I mean, I think your guys' story show that it can happen quickly, it can be real, it can be life changing, and it can be just all that God intended. And it's okay to wait. I think we make it feel like waiting is such a crime. How dear God makes me wait type of vibe. But it's okay to wait because I know this is not scripture, but it fits this good thing come to those who wait. But scripture says they that wait on the Lord, their
All
strength will be
right.
renewed. They will
Yes,
mount
Pastor.
up with cue keyboard player. And I really thank you guys for just coming, being so open and sharing your story and with us. I know we were saying earlier, if you wanted to contact, well, if we have people that want to watch your blog, your vlogs, want to connect with you guys, what can they do? How can they do that? Want to hear your music, want to see your blogging, all of that. Just share with our viewers how they can get more of the Borrells.
Okay, so my page, my IG page, honestly, the older I get, I'm so lazy. I cannot be bothered with jumping across all of the different social media platforms. So I really don't promote on YouTube like I should or Facebook. But on IG, it's O2DR, like literally O
The number two.
2DR. DJ's page is
DJ's putting it in the chat as well. Yeah.
yes. And okay, good. They're in the chat.
Keep going.
So right now, our vlogs, we're really on our live videos. We're really doing them from my page.
Your O to the R
from my
page.
O to the R page, but eventually we're going to go over to our joint page.
Foodies in a pod.
Right. Foodies in a pod underscore cast. So you can follow us on all of them so that way when we do migrate over to the joint page, you'll be able to get us at that point as well. But you won't miss anything while we're transitioning.
Nice.
Great. Thank you so much for being here. I have one last question for you, Binary, and we need to make that one happen about things I learned after getting married. Just like I did not know. I'm gonna make it happen. Hopefully
like
sooner
that,
than later.
the movie sleeping thing really not very cool. After a while, you're paying up, and it's like, what is this?
I think she had tried some. Every time I watch a movie, taking them drop asleep. So I was very offended. Until a second ago.
Wow.
That's me.
I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, but it's true. All of that.
Can you believe that this one sleep up Black Panther? Black Panther. Want to take our black card? She sleep up Black Panther. Like, are you even black right now?
I have yet to watch the first Wonder Woman. I drop asleep every time. The second one was good. First one, and I tell you it's boring. I'll just keep watching it late in the night.
Well, listen. You're a father, a hardworking man. I'll give you a pass.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
He falls asleep all the time. Like, let's watch a movie. Sure. Cute.
So that's one. That's one thing. I really want us to do that one. So please, let's start that discussion and see how soon we can do that. But
okay.
Also, I just want to ask a question. I'm not kind of straight out there, but being married before, no, that never worked out. Getting married second time. If you could say one thing you have learned about choosing out of these two experiences.
The T2 acts.
I mean, I just think
listen.
to help somebody, just
absolutely. All right, so I'm very passionate about this, so I'm gonna try to keep it short.
She's a whole nother life.
Okay.
No, seriously, because like it's such a big deal that it's not a decision that you can make lightly. I would say definitely don't ignore red flags. Like me, my last marriage, I had this weird twisted perspective, and it looked like righteousness, but it really wasn't. So I had a perspective that in marriage is supposed to sanctify you, as in you dealing with this other person's shortcomings in a graceful way. It makes you more like Christ. You grow patience, and you're still nice to them while they're growing in that area. And I took it too far. I was just taking on somebody that had all of these issues that it was too much for me. And then also I assumed that that person wanted to change. You cannot assume that the person wants to grow. So don't ignore the red flags. I can't blame anybody. I can't even blame her. When people ask me why did that marriage fail, I blame myself, because I saw all of them and I still ran into it because I had this weird loyalty thing where if I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm a man of my word. Like even God changing mind. Even God changing mind. So don't ignore the red flags at all. You see them, don't pretend as if you don't see them. Like they're there for a reason. You have that uncomfortable feeling in your gut. Like don't do it. Don't push through. Listen, it was so bad that like the day that we were supposed to get married, I missed the flight. And I just kept pushing. I'm like, no, I said I'm gonna do it, so we're gonna do it. Because I'm big on that. I like to be somebody that you can take at their word. If I said I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it.
Like you said, going to send me the Mustang, right?
What's that?
Not say that.
So like you said, you were going to send me the Mustang, right? Man of your word.
He didn't say that.
I did. I said what?
He did not say that, people.
But so to me it looked like righteousness, but it really wasn't. It had nothing to do with it. So I think that's the main thing I'm just gonna say. Don't ignore the red flags that you see. Speaking of that, with the music, I do like I have like a straight gospel project, and then I'll put out like a relationships project, and then So since I started doing music again, I dropped one in 2019 called While You Were Sleeping, and then I did Hands Love. Yeah, so that was the relationships on in science. And I just recently dropped another gospel project. Yeah, I said gospel because like it's like biblical philosophies, but I'm not very churchy with it anymore.
Right.
The music is not for church people, and I'm not like trying to please church people. I'm not afraid to say stuff that I think would be uncomfortable for Christians to hear. Just like how we're being ourselves in the live, I'm more being myself on the project, and it's not very churchy. So that's why I say gospel. Name of the album is I'm Upset.
Oh.
So all of these can be found, if you have access, can be found there. If you don't, you can find most of the music on my IG profile. So
yeah,
it's my little plug.
Yeah, good.
No, that was great. I think that's an excellent note to end tonight. And thank you so much, guys. This was a great night.
Yeah,
I had too much fun. I have to do this again.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy he didn't take the apple vodka because things would have gotten out of control.
You that clearly know what I learned. I'm happy I never said the apple vodka, right? God, I was so adamant I wasn't going to even taste hers. God was infinite in wisdom.
Yeah.
But thank you guys. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. All the best. And let's keep up the good work, guys. And finally, DJ modeled for us so much. And just purpose again, like just making that connection. DJ would sacrifice to like
Oh,
come
yeah.
and I remember we
He
entered a
was always
competition
there.
where that we won, DJ, and it meant that you being a couple events, couple times late in the night, don't know, bring a mirror
Bring
with
a
you,
mirror,
you know,
like,
just and
woo.
you were just there, spend money, spend this to come.
TVJ earlier
TVJ, oh
morning.
my gosh, she would be there.
Like,
And it's just amazing that we built this relationship. So it was like 2 weeks to make a dress. No matter
no,
what happened,
like,
we get it done.
we'll get
And
it done.
it's just uncanny to me because they could have had a marriage that it take a year to plan and everything. But it's almost as if let's make
God
these
was setting
connections
up
because
all of the
this way need
details.
this, that way need that, and he's just planning ahead. And I want to encourage somebody with these little details. Like, did you never know this would happen? We never know this was happening. She was just amazingly nice to us. You know, and to see how everything just made everything work, uncanny to me. So I believe that God will do the same for you guys. So I'm just keep trusting Him, and remember, Big Spoon is fun too. Have a good night. Well, yeah, well, I was saying to the woman.
No,
Yeah.
listen. Big spoon means listen. Big spoon means we're going to be up all night, pun intended, and little spoon. And little spoon means I'm going to bed. You understand?
Okay.
So
Yes, okay. Makes
Yeah.
sense.
I like what you think. I like what you
But you
think.
see,
You know what, Big Spoon?
but
All right,
you see, exactly. You see, I was just about to tell you guys that he always wants to be up all night. So I don't know.
you know, you guys just make, I want to leave, but the song is in my up all night to get some. Up all night
right.
to get lucky.
On that
All
note,
night to
thank you
get.
so much. Thank God he never drink the apple vodka.
Have a great night, guys. Thank you so much for coming.
You.
Thank you all of you guys that stayed up with us. We started a little late, so we end a little late, but you stayed with us. We appreciate you. If you know anybody that would be blessed by this discussion, you think this will help them in any tribe, and ring the bell so that you know every time when we are on, coming back with another amazing couple or two or three, who knows, next week to share again and spill the tea on marriages. Have a great night.
Bye.
thank you for having us.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Cara.